If you are in real estate and you want new construction leads of buyers who want to build a new home, I'm going to talk about 3 strategies you can use with content on your website to do that. Now, these are 3 frameworks for how you can structure your content, and especially if you want to compete against the builders in your area and funnel leads away from them into your website instead, these 3 methods work really, really well. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Jacob. This channel is specifically for real estate SEO and YouTube to help you rank better and get more leads. Whether you're an agent, a builder, an investor, these strategies will work. Let's get into it. Number 1 is going to be some sort of list or a roundup of new construction communities where you want to get leads. So it's going to be a listicle, and some keywords you can try out are new homes in blank, blank being the town where you're doing business, new development in, new construction in, or blank new construction. Now, depending on your area, you might want to actually put in the name of the town and run a search for all 4 of those keywords just to see how different the search results are. So let's say you're in Wentzville, Missouri. You can try an article like new homes in Wentzville, new development in Wentzville, Wentzville new construction. Now, depending on your area, if there's not a lot of new construction, then this isn't going to work. But if you are in a town where there are 3, 4, or 5 new development neighborhoods you can talk about, then this works really well. Now, when it comes to the actual content of what is on this page on your website, you want to focus on information, not listings. Because if you go online and you search new homes in blank, you might see some results from local builders, and you're probably going to see a lot of results on Realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow, Redfin, any of those big listing websites, and that's going to be some pretty tough competition. So instead, I like to compete on information, not listings. So if you're making a list of 5 new communities where you would like to ideally get business, talk about some of the following. Basics of the neighborhood, like location, who the builders are, how many lots are available, what kind of homes are being built. Also talk about the amenities. If there is something very desirable in the neighborhood or somewhere nearby, talk about that. You can get into the school district. If there's new development around this neighborhood, talk about that too, especially if this is a growing part of town. And then you also want to talk about the floor plans, the upgrades, what kind of options do buyers have in any of these communities. Now, if you want, you can talk about base pricing and number of lots available. Keep in mind that information is going to change a lot. So if you talk about that, that's fine, but make sure you're revisiting this page to keep it updated because those numbers can change on a daily basis. Now, as far as written content goes, that's what you want to talk about. Everything someone would want to know about living in one of these communities, the process of building a home, maybe some stats on each of the builders, if there are different builders in all of them. And then you want to have a lead form where you can capture someone's information to reach out to them. So you'll want to ask for, obviously, name, email, and phone number. Those are the basics. But also ask about someone's budget, someone's time frame, if they have a preference on the builder they work with, and if they are working with a realtor or not. Because if you're an agent trying to get leads, you're going to want to make sure those leads do not already have an agent representing them. Now, aside from the written content and the lead form, you'll want to include some visuals. Make sure you have either pictures or videos of what the homes look like, interiors, especially if there's a display home, have a map of the neighborhood or a map of all home sites available. And it's great if you can include aerial shots, and especially to show progress of the neighborhood over time. Because with new construction, people want to see the visuals. They want to see what it's looking like, how the progress is coming along, and give them an idea of what the neighborhood's going to look like, whether that is drone pictures or renderings of the homes, the neighborhood, amenities. Give people something they can look at. If you don't have a drone, I highly recommend getting one. Yes, they're not cheap, but a good drone can run you $1,000 to $1,500. It's a one-time investment, and you can use that drone over and over again, month in and month out, wherever you want. I don't know how much you're spending on your SEO efforts, but if you're spending a good $2,000 to $5,000 a month on this kind of stuff, A drone is a one-time investment, and you can use it to get pictures and videos for every single piece of content you make. I highly recommend it. So that's content number one, some kind of list of a bunch of neighborhoods. Now, if there are not that many neighborhoods available in your area, or let's say there's just one where you really, really want to focus, that brings me to number two, making a page completely focused on one new development. So you want to take one community and explain absolutely everything there is to know about that community. The bigger the neighborhood, the better, because that means you're going to have more things to talk about, especially if there are multiple phases, multiple builders, if there are a lot of amenities or a bunch of community space in this neighborhood. Talk about all of that. And again, like I talked about before, discuss the features of this community. Is there outdoor space? Is there shopping nearby? School districts, the homes themselves, floor plans, upgrades, show all of the display homes, the site maps, aerial pictures. Now, the keyword you want to target with this is obviously the name of the neighborhood. So let's say you have a new community called Winchester Lakes. Winchester Lakes should be the primary keyword you're targeting. If the neighborhood name is multiple words, that's good because it's going to be more specific. Now, if you have a neighborhood name that is just one word or it's very broad, for example, there's one near me called Harvest. Someone searching for Harvest on Google could be looking for a lot of different things. So you might want to add some specificity, like saying neighborhood name plus new homes, or add the town it's in or the town and the state it's in. So Harvest New Homes, Harvest O'Fallon, or even more specifically, Harvest O'Fallon, Missouri. So write the article about this neighborhood, just make it as helpful and thorough as you can. You want to give your audience everything they could possibly want to know about this neighborhood. Publish it, and if you struggle to rank it, you might want to invest in some backlinks. The backlinks will give you a boost, especially if your website is lower in authority, meaning you don't have a lot of existing backlinks pointing to your website. Do some outreach, hire some writers, invest in getting a couple of backlinks hitting this one page specifically, and see if that helps. Now, method number three is doing exactly what I just mentioned, except instead of writing an article on your existing website, I want you to go out and buy a domain for a new website that has the name of the community you're targeting in that domain. So again, if it's something like Winchester Lakes, see if you can go buy the domain winchesterlakes.com. And if that's not available, or the developers already have it, see if you can modify it by adding homes or adding the name of the town and the state to that domain. So winchesterlakeshomes.com. Again, you might need to get a little bit creative, but just try to find a domain that somehow contains the name of this development. You want to build out a small website. You can just make it one page. One page, think of this like a fancy landing page where all of the information about this development is on the home page. Information about the neighborhood, the pictures, the videos, the maps, the lead form, of course, your contact information, maybe some information about yourself, your company, your brokerage. And the reason you might want to try this method if an article on your website is not working is that you add a lot of relevance by buying a domain that contains the neighborhood name. Think about it this way. If you have an existing website that's stlouisrealestate.com, and you have a page on that website about this new development, obviously, you have relevance in the sense that your website's all about St. Louis real estate. This new development is a part of that, but the website as a whole pertains to the entire St. Louis market. Whereas if you have one single website with the new development name, and that is all this website is about, it is sometimes easier, cheaper, and faster to rank a single page website hyper targeted to this community because you have so much more relevance in the sense that that neighborhood is all you're discussing on this website. So having a domain that exactly matches the keyword you're targeting can make a huge difference. Now, I use this strategy selectively, okay? Because it can sometimes take a little bit longer because it sometimes requires more work up front. Obviously, buying the domain, building out the website, and sometimes it has to sit for a little bit before it, climbs up in the rankings. But this works really well if the builders in your area are maybe a little bit more skilled at SEO, because with all these methods, you are competing against the builders that are actually building in that neighborhood. So if the builders have authoritative websites and they have a lot of really helpful content on their websites, it might be difficult to rank. Or let's say the community itself already has a website. Hopefully that website is just a fancy lead form without a ton of information on there and maybe not very many backlinks. But let's say they did a good job with the website and it's helpful, it's informative, they have a little bit of authority with links hitting that website. That means it's going to be a little bit tougher for you to climb up to number 1 and outrank them. So having a dedicated website to this development can help. That being said, that is a lot more effort than creating a page on your website. So when I'm doing this, it has to be a big development. I'm talking at least 100 homes. You know, if there are several hundred homes in this development that I'm targeting, I like to see that because that means there's plenty of opportunity. If it's going to take several phases to build out, that means this website is going to be around for a while, which means it is worth my time, energy, and money to invest in this website. Now, if the new development has maybe 20 lots available and that's it, I'm probably not going to use this method just because my chances of getting a lead to buy in that neighborhood are lower. You know, it's going to take some time to rank the website, at which point every lot that sells means there's less opportunity for me because once they sell, they sell. Unless there happens to be a home resale available in the future and we get leads from the website, that could work out. But every day that your website is not ranking number 1 is a missed opportunity because those lots are selling and when they're gone, they're gone. So when I do the mini website approach, my goal is to build it out as fast and efficiently as I can and just get it to rank. If you're hesitant about the idea of building a website, trust me, it does not need to be fancy. What I do is I just use a single template and I just duplicate that template for every single mini website I'm building so that the design of the website is always the same, but the actual content, the words, the pictures, the videos, the information on that page is different across every website I do, but they all visually look pretty similar. And by the way, if you have any questions about these strategies I'm talking about, just feel free to leave me a comment down below or just text me or email me because I know a lot of this is really going to depend on your market and the specific developments and builders you are competing with. And if you are maybe a little bit intimidated by the idea of trying to outrank a builder or a new development website in your area, just because the neighborhood has a website or the builder has a page that's already ranking number 1 doesn't mean it's going to be difficult to beat them. So you'll want to take a look at their backlinks and how strong the website is. Also take a look at the website itself because if there's not a lot of information on that page, that means you could make a more thorough website to beat them. So I will show you an example right now. This is Cotterville Trails. This is one where I built out a mini website and I beat this existing website. So there's 4 builders here in total. And if we scroll down, really the only content that's here is a little bit of information about the neighborhood. There's a map. And then these are just links to all 4 of the builders' websites. And that's it. So they do have a lead form here, but the actual content on this website is minimal. So what I did in this case is I made a way more comprehensive website. We talk about the area, things to do nearby, the neighborhood itself, as far as homes, styles of floor plans and upgrades available, the school district, because this neighborhood is actually split in 2. One half has one school district, the other half has another. We put in original maps that we created, a ton of drone pictures to show the progress every couple of months. And in order to qualify leads better, I like to ask more questions. So instead of just asking for name, phone number, and email, I like to ask more questions like budget, time frame. Are you working with an agent? What are you looking for in a new construction home? Because sometimes what's funny when you do this approach is that we've had people become leads through our website that have actually just bought an existing home. Because although a lot of people might be attracted to the idea of building a new home, sometimes people don't want to deal with the hassle and the wait time of doing that. So I'll give you an example. We just had one through this website that went under contract on a $900,000 home that already exists. They said, hey, we were thinking about new construction, but this checks all of our boxes. And my agent found them an existing home, and they're closing in 30 days instead of 12 months, which means I get paid faster, they get their home faster. It's a win-win for everyone. So just some ideas I wanted to throw out there. This list is not exhaustive, but these are 3 different strategies that I'm using this year that have worked really, really well. If you have any follow-up questions or ideas for me, just let me know. I'd love to hear it. And without further ado, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.